All right, thank you very much, Bruce, and welcome back to the London Arena here in London, England, where just moments ago, Mike McClellan lived up to his nickname as the Body Snatcher, retaining his WBC Light Heavyweight Championship with a 7th-round technical knockout over a former sparring partner, Carl Jones. And right now, we are set for post-fight reaction. The fight doctor, Bertie Pacheco, is alongside the champion.
This is what you call a boxing lesson. Did you think you were going to put on such an exhibition of fine boxing as you did tonight?
Well, I'm glad that people all around the world see. First of all, I must say, Virgil, I know you're watching. Come on with it, baby. You and Bill, stop hiding behind Bill. Talk about the beer, and bring it on, Virgil. I know you're watching me. Next time, be sweeter. But you know something, baby? Stop hiding. Stop running all over the place. Let's fight, baby. Come on, let's get into the ring.
Let's let King get into that, Don King get into that. Let's talk boxing, you and I. Have you ever knocked down a guy with just one body shot like you did just then?
I show you I'm getting better. They say I'm an old man, I'm fighting with the senior citizens. They'll show you that age is just a number. I knocked him down with a body shot. He's never been knocked down before with a body shot. I don't think he's been knocked down before.
No.
With a body shot.
I never saw one body shot so cleanly knock a person down, and it was a good knockdown.
You see, he was trying to hide the body shot. That's where I started pacing with the jab. Like my man at the punch said, how you doing, Headache? Hope you're all right, baby. He said I should use the jab, get close to him. And I know he was trying to get to me. And after the jab started working, then he got to force his attack. And when he forced the attack, then I get home the body shot. So it was right there for him.
That's basically exactly what the fight was like. You couldn't have said it better if you were a commentator. I wish I'd have said it that good. I want to ask you one last thing before we get over to Don King and what's going to happen to you in the future. Did you think this was properly stopped? Could it have been stopped earlier?
I was just getting ready to stop it. He was lucky. I was just getting ready. As a matter of fact, I just get warmed up. I train very hard because this is my old man. I'm fighting for the citizens. So I make sure I work harder than usual. And now that I have a chance, the experience over the years, I know hard work pays off.
All right.
90% of the
and
fight.
before we get to Don King, and let me give you a little surprise. This is Hedgeman's birthday, so I want to wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Hedge.
And for Don King, what's coming up?
Well, I think that the Body Snatcher has proved himself to be an invincible champion at this age, and he's really demonstrating that age is just a number. We're going to be fighting Fabricio Tiozo, and then we want a unification match with Virgil Hill. So Virgil can get ready, and because Virgil is fighting, so I don't want him to let him stay off too long. I want to get him right back in with Tiozo, go right into Virgil Hill.
When is the Tiozo fight? More or less.
That'll be about June.
About in June, and then the other fight in the fall?
In the fall. Be right there ready. Bring them both together, you know.
So that's a unification kind of situation,
fight.
which
It's
we all like.
unification fight, and Virgil said he's ready, so the Body Snatchers demonstrated inexplicably that he's ready. So we want to deal with this because Showtime has the best in boxing, and it's on Showtime Championship Boxing.
And shortly, and nobody better than you to know, what can we expect from Mr. Tyson? He's coming out, isn't he?
Well, I hope that he comes out. He's scheduled to come out on March 25th. I'm praying that happens. I'm looking to his liberty. That's which is most important to me. And whatever he chooses to do once he get out, then I will help to support that 150,000%.
That's a lot of percent. That's a lot, beyond 100%. Well, thank you very much, Mike McClellan. Wonderful show, and back to Steve right next to me.
All right, thank you very much, Bertie. As Mike McClellan makes pleas for Virgil Hill. Coming up next from the London Arena here in London, England, our main event, the WBC Super Middleweight Championship, as the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn of Great Britain, prepares to defend his title against
about. And the weigh-in for this title fight was held yesterday, and both fighters looked confident and focused. This is McClellan's first world title fight in the 168-pound weight class. Remember, McClellan has said that he walks around at 180 pounds when he's not fighting and admits he feels healthier and stronger at the higher weight.
11 pounds. You know, only 165 pounds. I really expected, because he is so big, for him to be close to the 168-pound limit, but I'm sure he's ready to fight because he looks like he's in great shape.
A look now at the tail of the tape for Nigel Benn's 7th title defense of his WBC crown. Benn came in at the 168-pound limit, McClellan 3 pounds lighter. McClellan has almost a 3-inch height advantage and a 3-inch longer reach. Benn is 31 years of age. McClellan is 4 years his junior. Rules of the WBC are in effect. There is a 10-point must-scoring system. 3 judges will score the fight. There is no standing 8 count. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the last round. We are set to go for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. Nigel Benn and Gerald McClellan. Let's return to Steve Albert and Ferdy Pacheco at London Arena.
Thank you, Bruce, and welcome back to the sold-out and spirited London Arena on the Isle of Dogs in London's East End, just moments away from our main event, the WBC Super Middleweight Championship, Nigel Benn versus Gerald McClellan. Steve Albert back with the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, and while Benn and McClellan have certain similarities, Ferdy, has Benn peaked while McClellan is only just beginning?
I think peaked is the right word. He went up in weight and dragged too much weight with him. He lost his punch along the way. He is no longer what got him here, which is a big punching guy. It's curious how these two guys are actually mirror images of each other. They both started as being bangers. They came in, they have short fights. McClellan's still there. McClellan's still knocking people out. It remains to be seen tonight whether he's still got the punch at this weight. I think he has. And the other thing is his hands are so fragile because he punches so hard. But remember, McClellan has only had 3 one-round fights in a year. That hardly gets you in shape for this. I don't think that Benn has the ammunition to keep him off. And if you can't keep Gerald McClellan off, you're looking at a short night in London.
Well, the local media has come down very hard on Nigel Benn. Not many people are picking Nigel. I think the only person who is his father. Is McClellan just too tough for Benn? I mean, after all, he is known as the man with the hardest punch in boxing.
Well, if you handicap fights and you look at them, you know, there are exceptions. There are those surprises, but this is the only one you can pick because he's so overwhelming, because he's so strong, he's so aggressive, he's so mean. He's ready to kill this guy, Benn, and Benn is kind of cautious. He's got to say, I'm going to box, I'm going to, you know, he's not. It doesn't sound like he's going to do anything but defend.
Now, theoretically, this is Nigel Benn's backyard here in London, England. But does he have the home crowd advantage?
No, he doesn't. He has actively campaigned and sought the public disfavor. No London audience like somebody that ducks him.
All right, let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the intro of the ring walk.
Challenger, he is known as the G-Man. Introducing Gerald McClellan.
So we will get our first look at the challenger, 27-year-old Gerald McClellan, led in by Don King. McClellan out of Freeport, Illinois, 31-2, 29 knockouts. His last fight this past May in Las Vegas. He made quick work of former world champion Julian Jackson, 83 seconds. The man he originally won the WBC middleweight title from in 1993. He's made 3 defenses of his title, all by first-round knockout. Following that rematch victory over Jackson, McClellan had surgery on the right hand. And rather than take a chance by fighting in November, he decided to hold off until now. So after 3 defenses of the WBC middleweight title, he relinquished the belt. Tonight, Gerald McClellan steps up in weight for a crack at Nigel Benn's super middleweight crown. McClellan makes it through the ropes. He goes from 160 to 168 tonight. Actually, he weighed in at 165. His walking around weight is around 180. And he knows full well that a victory can lead to a unification bout with Roy Jones Jr. He believes that Jones has been ducking him ever since he beat Jones in the amateurs in the '88 Golden Gloves. Now, the introduction of the champion. We go back to Jimmy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, here is the defending world champion, introducing the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn.
here at the London Arena. Here comes Nigel Benn. The sounds of Big Ben. Leading him in, the flamboyant, brash Nigel Benn. Not one to shy away from theatrical entrances. Britain's bad boy, 31 years of age. Despite his often outlandish and unpredictable behavior, one of the most popular fighters in British boxing history. Born and raised in Ilford, England, spends most of his time these days in Barbados for tax reasons. Here it comes. He'll be making the 7th defense of his title, which he's held now for over 2 years. 39, 2-1, 32 knockouts. Let's go back up to Jimmy Lennon Jr. right now for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to rise for the playing of the national anthems. We will begin with the national anthem of the United States, immediately followed by the British national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, boxing fans joining us across the UK on the ITV Sports Network, and sports fans joining us around the world, we welcome you to the London Arena for the main event of the evening, Sudden Impact, brought to you by Frank Warren Sports Network and Don King Productions, as sponsored by Acclaim Entertainment. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor at ringside Enza Jacoponi. It is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing, along with the British Boxing Board of Control, the steward in charge, Nipper Reed. Positions at ringside, Dr. Shapiro, Dr. Uttar, and Dr. Ross. Timekeeper at the bell is Nick White. I introduce to you the judges. Scoring this bout from ringside, Jose Juan Guerra, Anik Pongtonkam, and Franz Marti. Introducing to you the referee in charge of this main event. He'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Alfred Azaro. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime with the WBC Super Middleweight Championship of the World. I introduce to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the ring wearing green trunks with white trim, fighting out of Freeport, Illinois in the United States. He weighed in at a trim and ready 11 stone, 11 pounds, or 165 U.S. pounds. His tremendous record includes 31 wins, 2 losses, 29 big wins coming by way of knockout, including 14 straight knockout victories. Here is the current WBC #1 super middleweight contender, the former middleweight champion of the world, known as the G-Man, introducing Gerald McClellan. And his opponent across the ring is the defending champion on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing black trunks with white trim, fighting out of and representing London, England. He weighed in at the super middleweight limit of 12 stone even, or 168 U.S. pounds. His outstanding record includes 39 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 32 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBO middleweight champion, tonight making the 7th defense of his current title, introducing the WBC super middleweight champion of the world. Please welcome the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn. Once again, he is your referee in charge, Alfred Azzaro. Now to give instructions.
Please, break. Right, edge. Okay, edge. Stop. Okay?
Final instructions from Alfred Azzaro of Paris, France. The crowd rallying behind the hometown guy, Nigel Benn. A nationalistic feeling here. But when they played the national anthem of Great Britain, it sent a shiver down your spine as we are set to go. Round 1 scheduled for 12 here in London. Nigel Benn with the first punches. As we begin, some things to keep in mind. McClellan the challenger, yet the favorite goes in looking for the first round knockout. Great action to start things off here. Here's McClellan to the midsection. Nigel Benn comes right back. Benn said he intends to go right at McClellan from the opening bell, but he could be playing into McClellan's hands.
He's letting him punch. He's in trouble. He's out.
Down
The ring.
Seconds into the fight, he's through the rope. Nigel Benn is down. The count is 6, 7, 8. Can he make it back? He gets in at 9. Oh, what an incredible start. McClellan wants to come right back at Benn. He says, get out of my way to the referee. A right hand by McClellan. Benn continues to be in dire trouble. Can he survive this first round?
He's letting McClellan get all the punches off. And the referee's giving him time. What's the ref doing?
McClellan's fighting the referee off, then fighting Benn. Combination to the head by McClellan. Benn trying to stay out of there.
McClellan just punching away. What is this guy doing?
The referee, Alfred Azzaro of Paris, keeps stepping in for no unknown reason. Midway through the opening round, McClellan continues to smother Benn. McClellan like a buzzsaw.
No doubt about it. He wants that first round knockout. He promised everybody, and he's going after it.
Benn's in trouble again as he's staggered. He tries to fight back now, getting the roar from the crowd. Non-stop action from the opening bell. Here comes McClellan again. To the body, to the head again. A wild left that misses by Benn. Benn connects with the left hand. McClellan comes right back to the midsection.
They said this is going to be like Hearns and Hagler, and it is, but it's one way.
It's all McClellan. Now pushing pushing and shoving tactics. Again, the referee steps in.
What do you think he's doing, an amateur fight?
It has not let up. Relentless attack by McClellan. Less than 30 seconds to go in the first round. It must seem like forever for Nigel Benn.
McClellan should be punishing the body, just like McCallum did, but he's not. He's going to the head. He's head hunting.
A left hand by Benn. And McClellan steps back for the first time.
And that's what he should have done. He should have stepped back and measured him instead of trying to overwhelm him. He's letting his reputation go to his head. He doesn't need a one-round knockout. He just needs a knockout.
A thrilling, stirring opening round, and it's over. And it's only the first round.
Well, stand by and watch replays because this is going to be something to see. The way McClellan tried to overwhelm him. Let's listen for a minute.
Kevin Sanders, the new trainer, talking to Nigel Benn. He's got to dig himself out.
There's hardly anything they can say except to try to say, now let's watch. Let's watch it punch. Right hand, right behind the ear. A hook that missed. Another right hand behind the ear, and he goes through the ropes. Now, let me tell you, two good shots while he's unprotected. That should have knocked him out. Tough guy. Tough guy to come back from that.
He almost fell into the laps of the British broadcasters. He got back into the ring at the count of 9. So Benn knocked down and through the ropes 36 seconds or so into the opening round. Here's round 2.
The crowd is absolutely going wild here. Now Gerald trying to box a little. Oh, he got hit by a good right hand.
Benn comes forward. A left hook by Nigel Benn. A wild miss with the right by Benn. There's the flicking left jab of McClellan, who's looking to settle down.
Benn looked like he got himself back together, landed one good punch, and got a lot of encouragement.
Between rounds, he looked over to Frank Bruno as if for inspiration. Bruno sitting to his left on the crowd. Flip hook by Benn.
Bruno's the last guy to give him inspiration. Look at this. You see how?
Another left by Benn.
And McClellan backs away. And McClellan is complaining about getting hit in the back of the head, and he should. That's a foul. Good shot.
Now Benn going to the uppercut. Unbelievable amount of energy that's been expended here in the opening 4 or so minutes.
What's unbelievable is the comeback of Benn. Boy, he looks fresh after all that pummeling, and he is throwing bombs just like he did in his early career. He wants an early knockdown. Knockout.
Listen to this crowd, the chanting, the singing. Good right hand by Benn. Another right. A left by Benn. But McClellan stands right in front of him.
And McClellan holding on after all those punches, indicative of the fact that that's hurting McClellan. And he's still taking body shots just for fun.
What a bounce-back round for Nigel Benn, showing tremendous courage. He looked down and out early in the first round. He got knocked through the ropes.
And McClellan might have burned himself out temporarily in that first round. He's doing an awful lot of leather, and he's not doing anything except waiting to get hit here. And he is getting hit.
The non-stop action, not letting up. Left hook by Benn. A miss by McClellan.
McClellan getting wild now. Instead of settling down into boxing, he's getting wild.
McClellan with a right but a glancing blow as Benn was able to duck away.
McClellan is dancing, and Benn is chasing. No question about it. He's dominating this round as Benn.
That didn't connect. The crowd will respond to anything from Benn at this point. That had a little more oomph to it, and there's the bell for round 2.
McClellan might have played his hand out shot in that first round, but he needed that to get back. Now, he got hit a lot, and he showed it. Now, let's watch how he gets hit. These are up, all misses. Now, that tires you out, but Benn is right on him. That's not a great hit, not compared to what he did in that round. Many of those were right on the jaw and caused McClellan to hold on like that. Now, that is a great shot. And remember, this guy can punch. They say he left his punch when he went up, but he looks pretty good to me.
We're not getting as good of audio as we're used to back in the States. They don't allow microphones in the corners as we enter round 3. Round 2 was a good one for Benn, who came back well from almost being counted out in round 1. Benn starts the third round off with a left hook. That sends McClellan back.
Now, nobody's ever questioned Benn's courage or his desire to fight. That's one thing. We don't know what will happen with McClellan when things get to... Oh, nice uppercut by Benn.
Dip right uppercut by Benn. A left hook by Benn. Then a right hand uppercut. A left-right combination by Nigel Benn. Wild miss by McClellan, opens himself up, but Benn missed.
Benn is missing. He's a little bit too anxious now. He almost feels like he's got this guy on the run. And he has. All through that second round, he had him dominated.
This isn't a fight. It's a Hollywood script.
Well, so much for a blowout. This is no blowout. This is an absolute explosion of a fight. Good right hand by McClellan.
A short, crisp right by McClellan that got Benn's attention. And that quiets the crowd momentarily. But one punch by Benn can change that.
Well, it's McClellan that's got the power, but it remains to be seen if he got the heart to stay in there with his gutty champion. Wasted motion by McClellan. He shouldn't be doing that. He's too good a fighter to throw punches like that away.
You wonder how much longer they can keep up this energy.
Now, right now, McClellan's still in the recovery phase. He's not coming forward. He's letting the other guy burn himself out.
Halfway point of round 3. A miss by McClellan. Oh, it has been compelling action to this point.
McClellan, the difference is missed also to the second round and is still missing in the third.
This for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. A right hand by Nigel Benn. They continue to stand toe-to-toe. A short right by Benn and an answer from McClellan.
McClellan has got to be a little bit discouraged. He's so confident of his bombs, and he's hit this guy with every bomb, and Benn is still here, and he still fights.
Good left hand by McClellan from short range. Under 30 seconds, a hard right by McClellan, and that staggers Benn.
He's got Benn now if he can get away from him.
Benn again in trouble, but hanging in there. Swings a wild left. Final seconds of round 3. Furious action. Look at the heart of Nigel Benn. It has been incredible. Let's go back to our New York studio. Bobby Jazz, Bruce Beck.
And Bobby, a furious first 3 rounds.
There are no chess players in London tonight. You could feel those punches coming clear across the ocean. They test each other instantly.
Does Benn have to stay on top of McClellan?
Benn has to, because if you let McClellan sit back and fire up, you saw what happened in the first round. He forced Benn into this fight. This is Benn's best chance.
What about Benn's medal thus far?
Well, so far he's doing well. He's come back from coming off the canvas in the first round, out of the ring to winning the next round, and that round very close.
Could McClellan have punched himself out in the first round?
Could have used a little too much energy, loaded up with every shot. Sometimes that's a mistake.
Back to Stephen Furdy at the London Arena.
We are back getting ready for round 4. It has been electrifying up to this stage. Here we go. Nigel Benn, the champion in the black trunks. Gerald McClellan, the challenger in the green with the white stripe.
You can see why Benn has been a favorite all these years. He's a gutty, hardy guy, and he just doesn't stop coming.
Here's a guy that was knocked clear through the ropes about 36 seconds into round one. It took him to the count of 9 to get back into the ring. Showing an amazing amount of guts, Nigel Benn.
Referee having a lot of trouble separating.
Holding and hitting by Benn, the warning. And then the warning to McClellan. Right hand, lunging right by Nigel Benn. And his 7th title defense. He almost saw it all go out the window in the first round, but he has stormed back with tremendous heart. You got to wonder what's going through the mind of McClellan right now. He thought he had him.
Well, McClellan's waiting too long to let the other guy get started. Now, his whole plan was to pound the side so that his arms would come down, McClellan thought, but he hadn't done that because he almost got an easy knockout. He got out of his game plan. He got into a fist fight instead of a boxing match.
McClellan, who usually fights as if he's double parked. Many first-round knockouts. He almost had another one here. His last 3 fights, first-round knockout. The question is, if this goes on and on and on, Benn is the one who has gone the distance. McClellan rocked with a left hook there. McClellan, who hasn't gone past round 8 in his career.
Sometimes he looks too confused when he gets hit by a hard hand. He almost looks like he's got cobwebs in his head, like right then.
Benn is just winding up, throwing vicious lefts and rights. Combination by Benn. And McClellan just hangs on.
They're just swapping rounds here. That last round was McClellan looked like he was coming back, and now it's Benn that looks like he's coming back. What a fight this is, and what a crowd. These people are going crazy here.
Sell out, 11,000 strong, cheering from the outset. A left and a right by Benn. That sends McClellan backpedaling.
Gerald just did what every boxer dreads, every trainer. Goes straight back and leaning back against the punch. That's when you get killed, and he did. He got hit twice.
McClellan missing with that right, guarded well by Benn.
McClellan looking less and less like he's got a game plan, like he's just in there trying to land that punch. That whole thought of hitting the side so the guard would come down has gone out the window.
Peekaboo style by McClellan. Benn penetrating with the left as the bell sounds.
They're trading rounds here. The only difference in this fight right now is that knockdown that gave him a 10-8 round.
Yes.
And he barely got back in there. I really didn't think he could make it back in there. He was in such bad shape, but he made it back and survived. You got to give Benn huge amount of credit. Huge.
Nigel Benn on the attack.
Let's take a look at Nigel. See, Nigel's going first. He is letting the other guy pose. He's posing right now. Boom, he's first. He looked like he was going to come with a left hand. He threw the right first. He's outthinking him. That's more experience in long fights. Benn is outthinking Gerald McClellan. McClellan, once the power is gone from a puncher and he's left with an experience, that's when the stuff gets hard. That's when it's going to get hard. Right now, around about 5, 6, 7. Now it's going to be tough time.
Ever since that first round knockdown, McClellan has been neutralized by Benn. Nigel Benn has taken away the ferocious ring presence of Gerald McClellan. Benn being warned to keep the punches up. Round number 5 for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. A thriller in London.
Changing up. Sometimes he fights right, sometimes he fights left. Look at this. He's throwing out.
Yes, McClellan now switching to southpaw.
And he goes back.
Now he's back to conventional with the jab. Oh, a right hand by Benn that got in.
That switching is a waste of time because what's happening to him is being outspeeded and outthought by the KZ champion, Nigel Benn. Benn is outthinking.
McClellan has been taken out of his game plan. A thumping left hook by Benn. McClellan looks confused. The cagey Nigel Benn now seems to have gained control of this fight. swing by McClellan, the warning from referee Alfred Azaro.
Oh, nice shot. Nice shot by Gerald. Nice right hand.
Beautiful feinting by Benn and lands with the right. Midway.
Tentative right hand. Gerald's no longer throwing with a lot of speed. He's tentative. It's like he's not sure he's going to hit there, and when he hits, nothing's going to happen. It's those little quick punches that he's throwing that can hurt Benn. But Benn looks like he's found some new source of energy. Boy, has he got some kind of energy going for him now.
A second win. He has been resurrected after that near downfall in the first. Nigel Benn of the Black Trunks, the Dark Destroyer. The crowd 100% behind him.
Gerald fighting with his mouthpiece half out,
and
indicating he's getting tired.
That usually means fatigue setting in.
Now, this is what we talked about, these tough middle rounds.
McClellan apparently not throwing the right with real intentions. He had surgery on the right hand after his last fight. He's been out 9.5 months. I wonder if that is factoring in now.
Well, you better forget about it for now, because he's got a tiger on top of him right now. If he's got pain, he better swallow it, because right now he's about to lose his mouthpiece. He cannot breathe correctly. That mouthpiece gives him some leverage.
Ferocious exchange, toe-to-toe in the center of the ring. Less than 30 seconds to go in the fifth. The mouthpiece of McClellan continues to hang out.
But he's doing a little bit better in the punching. He's out punching Benn. As Benn looked like he was about to overwhelm him for this round, he came back to Gerald.
So here at the London Arena in London, England, we are between rounds 5 and 6 in a fight that has become a war.
Well, it's an even fight right now, Stephen. I've got this thing dead even, and it's just hard. They're just swapping parts of rounds. But it appears that the guy that's doing the out-thinking, out-punching is the champion, Michael Benn. And Gerald McClellan looks like he's getting his forces together, but is getting tired.
If you're just joining us, Benn was knocked down and through the ropes around 36 seconds into round 1. He managed to get back through, hit the canvas at the count of 9, and Benn has put on a brilliant comeback since. McClellan now seems to be having trouble breathing through his big mouthpiece. Round 6 underway.
Oh, a butt there on the part of Gerald, but nothing happened. But it was a good butt.
Benn with a crisp right hand. McClellan continues to try and fend off the onrushing champion, Nigel Benn. Thumping right hand by McClellan.
Quite unofficially, he's made this an even fight as Benn's brave stand and is continuously chasing McClellan. McClellan's got to make it go the other way. Look at that.
As McClellan holds with the left, Benn hits him with the other hand.
And the referee much too fussy for my taste. Much too fussy. Takes him too long to give instructions.
The referee, Alfred Azaro of Paris, he has been very involved from the outset.
McClellan's got to do something to turn this around. These rounds are beginning to pile up on him.
He's just not used to going this far. His fights average 2.3 rounds.
And he's doing what he never did before. Punch once or twice and watch. I mean, he always was 3-4 punches, and he's not doing that now. See, one punch, you watch. 2 punches. Now that's the first time he's thrown combination, and he missed all of them.
Halfway through round 6.
But at least he threw him, which is more than he was doing before.
And you have to wonder now if Benn's 85 rounds of championship experience are taking their toll on the less experienced McClellan.
He just landed 3 thumping body shots in McClellan. Then got him on the ropes, only landed 1 and let him tie him up.
McClellan indicated the referee's being hammered on the back of the head. No warning.
That's bad news. He shouldn't even bother with the referee. He's got his guy in front of him.
That must mean he's starting to get frustrated. Now he slipped a little, McClellan. He looked down at the floor as Benn takes dead aim at the midsection of McClellan. McClellan now just hanging on.
He's really not doing much anything in there. That's nothing corner work. I mean, he's not really punching hard. Might be some points being built up, but nothing really. Now that was better, and that was better.
And Benn comes out with a left hook.
Those were punches.
Well, McClellan's up there with the big guys now. He's moved up in weight.
Yeah, but he is the big guy. He's much bigger than Benn. He's much bigger than Benn.
He's taller than Benn. He weighed 165. Benn was at 168, but you got to believe McClellan is easily 168 as the fight began.
Oh, easy. I mean, the last time he lost 11 pounds. Oh, there goes the mouthpiece. Finally.
The mouthpiece was hanging precariously the last few rounds, and it finally goes out. They're still going at it after the bell. Benn got a few more licks in. Now Benn bows.
He saved the round. He saved the round big because it looked like McClellan was in trouble, and that mouthpiece comes flying out will convince any judge that he is in trouble and tired. Boy, this thing is taking a nasty turn for Gerald McClellan. That's right. But look where the mouthpiece is. Yeah, it goes out. I mean, how can he keep it in? It's half out already. But it was a good punch. No matter what it was a good punch. And that convinces judges, and those points are building up. I have now got Benn going out ahead.
And Frank Bruno giving encouragement to Nigel Benn. Benn is getting a lot of warning for holding, for hitting behind the neck, but no points have been taken away thus far. They can't even hear the bell. McClellan's still sitting. It is so loud in here.
Well, McClellan doesn't look like he's interested to come out and do battle, to tell you the truth. He looks like he's losing heart.
Round 7, many thought it would not go this far. We're at the halfway point, scheduled for 12 for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. Nigel Benn, who was knocked down and through the ropes in the opening seconds of the fight, has fought back valiantly.
Now, that was a borderline foul.
A clubbing right hand by McClellan.
To the back of the head. We saw what happened in Mexico City with that.
No caution from the
Norris.
Yes, we did. More warning.
Hey,
look out,
push the
McClellan.
referee. Whoa, that's the way to get disqualified.
He's been upset with the referee all night.
Now, that looks like it looks like Gerald McClellan has finally been told by his corner, this is going away from you, buddy. You better start fighting.
Benn's philosophy is do anything you can to win. Some might interpret that as dirty tactics. He's getting away with a lot here tonight.
Well, they're letting him get away with that. Not the referee, Gerald McClellan. Gerald McClellan has no business letting him get away with that. That's amateur stuff. He should be able to smother that. Plus, he's waiting too long. Oh, now he's nice hook. That's the kind he needs. A hook and a counter punch. He's waiting too long for the other guy to start. He's got to start first.
Here goes Benn again, sending McClellan back. McClellan's
fighting like a bullfighter now.
He's got to watch out. That was the old Matador play.
Yeah, he's fighting like a bullfighter.
Right hand by Benn that nailed McClellan on the side of the head.
Well, you can't put your arm up there and not expect an old veteran like this to come over it.
Benn just continues to score points with the judges. The judges from Monterey, Bangkok, and Switzerland.
Looks like a little blood on the left. Oh,
McClellan with a left uppercut.
And Benn says, "Come on, that was nothing. Come on." And who backs up? Gerald McClellan backs up.
Incredible environment. The crowd chanting behind Nigel Benn. Left hand to the neck by Benn.
Once again, McClellan waits and waits and waits like he's going to throw a punch. The other guy who is going to throw a punch. Stupid on his part. God, if I was in the corner, you have to holler at him. Don't pose. Throw the punch. He waits. The other guy throws it.
Less than 30 seconds left in the 7th. McClellan sometimes almost in slow motion.
Still, he's doing all right this round. It's Benn that's taking a hard shot this round. See this, where he just waits there. Unbelievable.
Here's Benn spinning McClellan around in the corner.
No damage done, but it looks good for Benn.
Round 7 is history. Let's go to Bobby Ches in New York.
All right, Bobby, is it turning into a war of attrition?
I'll tell you what, it certainly is. It's back and forth, back and forth. You take this part of the round, I'll take the latter part. Bomb after bomb. They're both loading up, I think, far too much. Nobody's got a regularly sustained attack. One round here, one round there. Very close fight. The difference in this entire fight come down to the finish line, may be the knockdown.
How do you have it scored right now?
Well, right now I have the fight a point for Gerald McClellan. It's real close.
What about McClellan with the mouthpiece hanging out?
He looks like he's having terrible problems with his mouthpiece. It doesn't look like a custom-fitted one. I don't know what his problem is.
7 rounds in the books. Let's go back to London Arena to Steve Albert and the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco.
All right, Bruce, thanks very much as we get ready for round 8.
Well, I can only wish that Bobby Ches was here with us sitting down watching this, because this is a fighter's fight. A boxer would enjoy this more than anybody. This is the kind of fight you pray for. Two guys just taking one round, the other part of the round. The other part, you can't figure out who's ahead. I have it dead even, but it could either be a point either way. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. They're just going half a round apiece.
It is possible that the only round McClellan won was round 1, maybe round 3.
Well, McClellan won big, 10-8 round, and he's had other rounds that are good. Look at this. He starts out great. Look at this start.
McClellan.
Now he should be going to the body here. He let him off. Last time he had him on the ropes like that, he drove him out of here and onto the canvas outside the ring. Oh, not landing.
Nigel Benn marching on.
But those are the ones that don't do any damage, the marching on things.
The interesting thing here is that Nigel Benn, as he wraps his hand around, Gerald McClellan has obviously fallen in love with his power. He hasn't really had to box. His boxing skills have been questioned, and right now he's trying to end this with his slugging proficiency, but not having much luck.
Now, see, that was good defense on the part of McClellan. The crowd roared because the attack was on the part of the champion Benn, but he missed both times. That's against him, not for him. I mean, you do also score defense. Gerald is just too lackadaisical in defense. He's waiting too long. The old scream of "you first" was ringing in my mind. If I was in the corner, that's what you got to be hollering. You first. Don't look at him. Go.
Oh, a heavy right hand by McClellan.
And you don't. Nobody has to scream at Nigel, because Nigel hears that himself. He's being first all the time.
Benn showing a stern chin, misses with the wild left. He's trying to end it on one punch. McClellan with a hard right followed by a left. Benn's in trouble. He's staggered against the rope. McClellan now working the body and the head. A relentless attack. Back comes Nigel Benn out of nowhere. A right hand by McClellan.
And referee is close to stopping this.
Benn buckled over. A right hand by McClellan. Less than 30 seconds of the round. Down goes Benn.
Benn is in horrible shape. And there's too much time to go. Too much time to go. Here comes McClellan. Here comes the charge of the Light Brigade.
Toe-to-toe in the center. Here's Benn again, looking. McClellan.
From somewhere, Benn got up enough energy to throw 2 power punches. And that saves him from being stopped here, because at least he's here. He's fighting.
McClellan is spent. Just leaning on Nigel Benn. What a round.
Boy, are they working on Nigel Benn, and they better work on him, because he was out in that corner. One well-landed bomb by McClellan, it would have been over. McClellan tried, he just couldn't do it. He didn't finish, but here, let's look at this work. Let's look at the work. Right hand, right on top of the board. You see the damage. All the way back into the ropes, and now whang. If he'd have landed that, it was over. But you have to give Benn credit. He sure took a lot of punches. He missed that. You see how many punches are missed? If McClellan had gone to the body, taken his time and worked good, there's one good body shot. There's one good body shot, and now he's going over the top, and he can't hit over the top when the guy's bending down. An uppercut was called for there, and he wasn't. That was more of exhaustion knockdown than a punch knockdown. But nonetheless, he's now ahead by 2 points.
So now, McClellan with the momentum. Benn almost out in that 8th round. He went down with about 20 seconds to go in the round. We're into uncharted territory for Gerald McClellan. First time past round 8 in his entire career.
But he's got a sinking battleship in front of him. All he needs to do is finish. Finish big. I mean, Benn is on the way, and he's sinking, but he's got heart. Look at him. He's still trying to fake that he's in this fight.
A lunging shot by Benn, but it made no contact. And the crowd responding to anything that Benn does.
Great energy, great heart on the part of Benn. Boy, he is halfway out of this fight, and he's still in there trying to finish.
He has no legs, Benn. He is fighting on instinct, fighting on heart. Can McClellan finally put him away?
McClellan again with that fatal flaw of waiting too long. He should be all over this guy in a methodical attack. Not crazy, methodical. I don't know what he's talking about, this referee. Thank God.
Again, a lunging left. No problem for McClellan. Overhand right to the back of McClellan's head against Benn. Again, Benn getting away with it. Rabbit punching.
Oh, more talk.
Being warned about that from the referee. He punched and then he slipped. Nigel
And he hit him in the eye. Nigel's got hit in the eye. Look at that. Butted on the way down. Oh boy, here we go.
So McClellan will have time. The referee says get up. He says let's continue. McClellan went down to one knee, and now here we go. Round 9 continues. A slapping left by Benn. No impact.
Yeah, but that was not kind of a knockdown by any means. He was just trying to clear his head. He got butted real hard. And he's done it again. Again, that doesn't help all that bowing when you keep doing the damage with the head.
A lot of fouling tactics.
Well, he's waiting too long. Waiting too long. He's waiting too long.
Then bouncing off those loose ropes. He comes back with a short left hand, Nigel Benn. Less than 30 seconds remaining in round 9. Good defensive move by Benn. Well, he's still got that going, despite the lack of legs. His legs are so rubbery.
It's just a miracle. He's still up. I mean, he just can't control his legs. He can't get them in the right position.
That last display, that last flurry at the end of the 8th round really took the steam out of Nigel Benn when he went down. Now the jab by McClellan.
And McClellan's still winking. His eyes still hurting, and he got hit hard.
McClellan landing a right at the bell. 9 rounds complete.
You wanted a 10th round. But I can't tell you you've been a little busy, folks, because you've been there already. Hit a 10th round. This man cannot win this fight unless you give this fight to him. He cannot win. See, he's so far behind me.
And that... Yep. Well, look at the head. Look at the head. That's where it's at. See him? Look. It went right to his eye. He rubbed all of that, his hair, and all of that, boom, right in the eye. Oh, boy, that was nasty stuff. Nasty stuff.
The dreadlocks went right into the eye of
Now listen,
McClellan.
they all in that round. Don't forget the jab. Come on now.
And McClellan.
You'll be the champion of champions. Come on.
Kevin Sanders urging Nigel Benn on ferociously.
And in the other corner, they said you couldn't go 10. Well, you've already been 10. Now, come on.
Stan
Show us what we
Johnson.
got.
Yes, Stanley
You can't
Johnson.
lose this fight, he said to him. You're too far ahead. Well, he's not that far ahead, pal. It could happen, but it would really be an upset because he's been down twice, resounding.
Round number 10 for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. Just an incredible night. Nigel Benn hoping that he got a second win between rounds. A left hand by McClellan. McClellan now with a burst of energy dancing around. Flicking the left.
The only way he can lose this, well, he can lose it many ways, but one of the ways is to get very cautious and not fight 10, 11, and 12. That's 3 rounds. You can't give it away. You got to fight.
A very confident Gerald McClellan. Benn just looking to hang on.
You shouldn't get that confident. You should not get confident.
Right hand by Benn, just as you say that. And McClellan goes down to one knee. It's a knockdown.
You better get up.
He gets up at 7.
Now, that is the strangest knockdown I've seen.
It came out of nowhere. Everybody on their feet, 11,000 strong. Exhorting Benn.
Just what we're talking about, what he can't afford to do.
He goes down again.
What's hurting him? Something is hurting him.
Gerald McClellan.
I don't know. If
He's
his eyes
squinting.
had something, he's not going to get up. It doesn't look like.
It's over. Nigel Benn has won.
I can't believe that. I've never seen a guy quit in a corner like that. What was that? I can't believe that. Just when we said he can't afford to get confident, he did.
One of the most
Something's happened.
bizarre endings to a fight in one of the most compelling fight nights you'll ever see.
It just didn't seem possible. It did not seem possible. This guy can run for the head of government now. I mean, what a comeback. And look at Gerald is in the corner. Gerald's in the corner. He doesn't even want a stool. He's sitting on a ring.
He's slumped in the corner. Slumped on the canvas in the corner.
They better get somebody in there to look at him. Something's bothering him. He kept winking his eye.
He got butted in the eye, and he went down twice in that 10th round, and unbelievably, Nigel Benn, who looked to be out on his feet, victorious.
It could be some kind of injury, such as a fracture of the orbit. It could be some kind of neurological injury, or it could just be a heart problem. He quit with his heart. I mean, let's face it, this kid just outgutted him. But what happened, we'll have to wait and see now in these minutes when the doctor's up there what has happened to Gerald McClellan.
Well, let's take a look at the first knockdown of that round.
I mean, we didn't see a punch that was worthy. Now, that one went over his head, that one went over his head, and he went down. That was like a voluntary, listen, I think I'm quitting. And I look at, if this is the same one, now that one got, now that guy, that was hit. That was a hit. It isn't enough to knock him down. Now, that misses. That misses. Could be that punch way back there that did it to him, but he certainly didn't go down. Here comes the second in the resignation because his eyes were wide open. He wasn't rocking. There was no reason for him to go down. There's no big effective punch that puts him down. This is an absolute resignation. He's down, that's all. Incredible. As we're looking at this, it begins to fill me with even more wonder and doubt. Somebody with the heart of Gerald McClellan, because he's fought hard and so forth, would just quit. I mean, that wasn't anything but quit unless something happens to him. And we can't know. Now the paramedics are out there, and they've got him stretched out. Now action is going on as people are trying to come into the ring, but he is on his back. He's stretched out, is Gerald. Now, take a look.
They've turned him over. They've turned him over to the side, and he is in all kinds of difficulty in the corner.
They should
Gerald
push those
McClellan.
people back and let the doctor work. Push them back. Now they're looking. See, now they do have. See, as we have stated before, clearly this might be a fracture of the orbit. It might be that with that headbutt, he has fractured his orbit. You don't know. In which place, what's it going to be?
Bertie, we can only speculate. Let's hope it's not a head injury or anything of that nature.
Well, there's something when a boxer just quits voluntarily. It's too much heart, too many things going on in a fight that you're ahead. It just doesn't compute. Something is wrong. Whatever it is wrong with him. And he's laying down here. They're going to have to take him. They've got the stretcher in. Unlike Mexico City, we got two paramedics here. We've got the doctor right on top of him.
This is baffling. It's one of the most bizarre scenes I've ever seen. In one corner, they've got Gerald McClellan over in the corner there with doctors trying to make sure he's okay. And on the other side, they've got a victorious, celebratory Nigel Benn being interviewed.
They're putting a neck brace on him, which indicates it could be a neck injury as well, or just the fact that they don't want to run the risk. There could be something wrong with the neck so that you don't want to move him. That's exactly the right thing to do, by the way. Medically, excellent work in the corner.
Well, Ferdy, if he does have a serious injury, either to the eye or to the head or whatever, at least he had the sense to kneel down and stop.
That's the way you have to look at it, but what will that make it? Will that make it a disqualification? What will that make it? Because that happened on a butt. So this is by no means over. This title fight is still going on, only it's going on with one man on the canvas.
His eyes are, we're told now his eyes are closed. He appears to be unconscious. Did I just see his eyes open? Maybe it's just hope.
And it might just be exhaustion also. You know, it might just be, they're giving him oxygen now. Now oxygen comes on.
Oh.
They've got a neck brace on him. I mean, McClellan is being treated as if he is a serious case right now.
We're told he was spitting up blood earlier.
But that goes with, you know, that goes with being in this kind of a fight. I discount that. But I think a headbutt and the fact that he voluntarily went down feeling that there's something wrong with him someplace requires examination. You're going to have to do CAT scans. You're going to have to do a lot of things to find out what this guy's got. In the meantime, we don't know who's the champion.
This continues to be just loopy. The crowd is cheering, chanting, almost oblivious to the fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, please clear the
that
aisles.
McClellan
We need to take
is having this
Gerald
kind of
McClellan
difficulty in
through
his
this
corner.
aisle. Please clear the aisles. Assist us. We need to get him out quickly. Clear
Now a smart
the aisles.
announcement
Thank
by
you for your assistance.
Jimmy Lennon Jr. to clear the aisles. They may have to rush him into an ambulance.
Yeah, I think they will not have the same trouble I had in Mexico. I have very strong police
Clear
here.
the aisles, please. Thank you for your assistance.
So this is a sad sight indeed, as Gerald McClellan is attended to, being given oxygen in the corner there by the physician.
I must say, in all the years I've been in boxing, I've never seen a guy just quit in a championship fight because he recognizes he's got an injury, can't see, he's got double vision, something's going on with him. And in the meantime, he hasn't moved.
His eyes continue to be closed. Meanwhile, the celebration continues for Nigel Benn. You talk about a schizophrenic situation.
This is crazy. One place is jubilation, and the other place is serious dejection because anything could be happening here.
We're going to try to get Nigel Benn over here, Ferdy, so we can get an explanation. Nigel Benn making his way over to our left, and Ferdy Pacheco is making his way over. Meanwhile, the doctors continue to work on Gerald McClellan. They continue to work on McClellan, the paramedics and the doctors over there. So our prayers are with Gerald McClellan in the corner. Let's go over to Ferdy, who's standing by with Nigel Benn.
The one person I want to say hello to back in America is Roy Jones. He's a top boy. If I'm going to class myself as the best super middleweight in the world, I've got to be Roy Jones. And Roy Jones, I'm very happy for you beating the mouth, James Tony.
What do you think happened when he quit in such a apparently not hurt kind of a situation? What was that?
He was hurt. He sustained a lot of punching power to the head.
Did the butt do anything to him? Did you butt head?
No.
Come on, we're in the middle of something.
No. You predict him at winner, so this is my time now. Okay. My time. And the thing about it, you know, it wasn't nothing to do with the headbutt. He just couldn't sustain the pressure. All them 2 rounds and all that don't mean nothing. It's when you go in the later rounds, that's when you find out.
But were you shocked to see him go down on a knee and stay there?
I'm glad I was going to finish him there and then.
But you thought, what's he going down for?
No, I didn't think he was going down. He sustained a lot of punching power all through the round.
But Nigel, there wasn't one clear shot to put him down. I mean, the TV shows you miss twice and the guy goes down.
Yeah, but so what? He put me down twice. But that's when it proves that, you know, I've got a heart. And everyone was writing me off.
Don, right now, there's a guy laying on a stretcher over there.
Don't keep
Wait. Let me, Nigel, don't leave a minute. The guy's laying on a stretcher over there. If it was ruled for a foul, then this whole thing's up in the air. You don't know who the champion is.
No, I don't think so. I think that I don't know what the ruling is going to be, but all I can say is that Nigel Benn proved to the world today he got a lot of heart, a lot of cojones. He fought his behind off. He was outside the ring, got back in, got knocked down twice. He rose to the occasion, got to give him his just due.
Well, you deserve to have the last laugh, so I'm giving you the last laugh. Tell it.
Thanks a lot, Freddie. I think it's one person I think I need to fight to class myself as the best in the world is Roy Jones. I know Roy Jones is different class, but to me to class myself the best in the world, I think I would have to fight Roy Jones. But at the moment...
Let's unify the other WBA title, and then you got 2 and Roy has 1. Okay. And then we go for Roy. Just like I promised.
All right. Well, congratulations. I've seen a lot of your fights, but none as gutty as that.
Great fight, man. Great fight.
Back to Steve. No, well, just a minute. Let's look and see. All right, McClellan still on the campus. Look at the difference between here and Mexico City. These guys are really taking care of business. They got a neck brace on them. They got oxygen on them. They're trying to clear. What could be wrong?
They got everything on him. I don't know what happened to Gerald, but he quit on his knee, and so we don't know it until we can sit down and talk to him to find out. But all I can say is that we had one great fight on Showtime, and that it was demonstrated tonight by Nigel Benn, a man with a lot of heart and a lot of intestinal courage.
You got that right, but we do have a consideration. This guy hasn't moved. He hasn't opened his eyes. They got oxygen on. They have taken him out.
Working on
Something's wrong. What did that damage?
It's something up in his eye or around his neck.
He kept
and
winking.
we're worried about that.
Well,
but he can still talk, and so what he's doing.
What's the headbutt part of that?
I don't know.
We saw it on TV, and that was a hell of a headbutt.
Oh, you saw a headbutt on TV?
And he winked, and he had asked for timeout. I mean, it was like he was bothered by the headbutt. And then when he came back, he didn't get hit. He went down on his own. Twice. He went down. I've never seen a fighter do that when he's fighting for the championship. So here I think the champion Nigel Benn went out and said something to the corner, but I don't think nobody can communicate with Gerald. I think he's out.
No, Gerald is laying there. They're talking to Gerald to see what it is that's bothering him, but they got him stressed out, and these guys are really doing a proficient and effective job. They're really working on him, as you say, taking care of all the medical needs that can be assisted to him right now.
Well, he'll be coming through here.
Concern, as long as he doesn't be hurt.
Well, he'll be coming through here in a moment. But let's go back to New York and see what they're thinking.
Bobby Ches, a phenomenal fight, ends up as a bizarre fight.
Very bizarre. I think that something had to happen maybe around one of the orbital bones around the eye, somewhere around his eye socket. It looked like that's where he got smashed pretty good the round before the fight was stopped. He wasn't quite the same after. Something was bothering him. Might have even been in the jaw area, under the eye. I don't know. Something was wrong. He was winning the fight. He was getting a little stronger, showing a good second win. Punches were starting to pile up. I take no credit away from Nigel Benn. I think he's a great fighter. And the Nigel Benn who fought Chris Eubank the second time did show up, and we had a great fight for a good long time. I still think Gerald McClellan could have won this fight, but I don't know what happened.
Did you ever see a situation before where a fighter went down on his own voluntarily in a situation where he's ahead?
Yeah, I've seen it happen before. I saw a fight once. Ray Mercer fought Francesco Damiani. Hit him with an uppercut, cracked his nose in half. And the next thing you know, he's standing there and he just took the knee and said, "That's enough of this. I've had it."
All right, Bobby, let's go back and take a look at some of the action from this fight. Obviously, right now, more than anything, we have concern for the health of Gerald McClellan. But this fight had so many different ebbs and flows throughout. It really started with McClellan sending Benn through the ropes in the second round. I mean, there were so many different parts and twists to this fight.
You know, if we look at that again in slow motion, we might be able to find out more if that leaping punch did something to Gerald or the head that followed in. It appeared that his head slammed into him, too, before Nigel Benn fell. You know, freakish accident. This is one of our occupational hazards, and it's not a nice one.
First and eighth rounds, you really had 2-point rounds favoring Gerald McClellan. You had the big knockdown in the first where he sent Benn through the ropes, and then the eighth where with the right hand he again knocked Benn down.
Well, you know, he is a power puncher, and I told you he was going to bring that up to this weight. He showed a pretty good chin, too, because he got hit with some tremendous blows himself. I still don't know. I'd like to hear from Gerald or someone in his corner as to exactly what happened. It could have just been a cumulative effect that took its toll, as that sometimes does.
This was one of those classic fights, though, Bobby, that was really brilliant, back and forth. The guy was ahead for 30 seconds in one round. Somebody else came back the last 30 seconds of another round.
Oh, yeah, this was a serious ebb and flow type of fight. I had the fight very close going into the 10th round, just a point or two for Gerald, and those were just based on the knockdowns. The rounds were pretty close to even.
But more than anything else right now, we are just standing by to find out the status of Gerald McClellan, and obviously that's where our concern is.
Well, I know him personally, having broadcasted so many of his fights, and I like him, so I am concerned, and also as a boxer, I'm very concerned.
All right, let's go back to ringside to Steve Albert and Ferdy Pacheco at London Arena.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Good news, he's talking now, Gerald McClellan. They gave him 2 injections. He was talking. You hear the applause in the background as they're trying to get him to an ambulance off to our right. I just received word, and this even adds more craziness to this already bizarre night, that Nigel Benn just collapsed in his dressing room. I'm not sure what that's all about. It may have been just exhaustion. Let's just hope it's emotion and exhaustion.
I think it's emotion and surprise.
What a night.
He was brought up here. He's been given 2 injections. That's what brought him back around. That snaps you back around. That does not necessarily mean he's out of trouble. I mean, what it means is they got to find out why this collapsed 3 times he went down to indicate something is wrong up there. Now, his main complaint was around his eye. He was blinking, but then his neck got stiff on him. Now they put a collar on him. Now they put injections. Now they strapped him on and took him out. The interesting other thing is another person walked through here and said, well, the problem also is that Nigel, when he went outside the rope, stayed outside 15 seconds by official count instead of 10. That's the first one time we ever heard about that. It'll be good to put a clock on it and see how long he stayed out. It seemed extraordinarily long to me, to tell you the truth. I thought he was out.
Well,
So,
that's about it as he makes his way out on the stretcher to the ambulance. Again, you can hear the crescendo of applause here. Any final comment?
yes, I'm amazed. Both fighters have collapsed. I'm amazed at the finish. This is not over. This is not over yet. And so we will find out in a few minutes or a few hours when they take them where we're at as far as who's the champion and what's happened to both fighters.
The end of a wild, compelling, bizarre night here at the London Arena in London, England. Steve Albert and the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco. Let's go back to Bruce Beck in New York.
Thank you very much, Steve Albert and Ferdy Pacheco. And right now, as we do in all our telecasts, it is time to present the Fighter of the Night Award. A special panel of judges comprised of members of the media covering tonight's action have voted on the Fighter of the Night. Tonight's panel includes Ken Jones of The Independent, Jean-Michel Rollier of L'Equipe, and Sri Kumar Sen of the London Times. The ballots are in. Let's see how our judges voted. And the winner is Nigel Benn. There you have it. Congratulations to Nigel Benn on being selected as Fighter of the Night. A $15,000 donation will be made by Don King Productions and Showtime Networks Incorporated in the name of Nigel Benn to the United Negro College Fund, the National Hispanic Scholarship Fund, and the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. Well, Bobby Ches, it was a wild night. It began with Mike McClellan first. A quick thought from you and McClellan.
McCallum did what I thought he would do. Carl Jones just wasn't what he intended to be, and that is championship caliber. He tried hard, but he didn't have the stuff. Second fight, just amazing.
An amazing fight, and it ends up with Nigel Benn scoring the 10th round knockout. Thanks very much, Bobby. We've seen two World Championship bouts featuring three fighters you've seen before on Showtime. The fighter who has appeared most often